Thank you very much. So, hello everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are based around the world. I'm very happy to introduce this webinar today. I'm Michele Mignelli. I'm Director of Global Outreach at Lyrasis, and it's with great pleasure that I introduce you PCG Academia, specifically in the person of Małgorzata and Maciej, who are going to be our presenters today. PCG Academia is one of the 4 platinum service provider of DSpace. Those are the platinum providers are the service providers that actually support the DSpace in general as best. They're very much committed to tech contribution and non-tech contributions, and they're working not only in their own country, which is Poland for their case, but across the globe. As Platinum members, they have the chance to host a webinar for us and for you, for the DSpace community, to show what they're working on in many different ways. Today's webinar is obviously has a very interesting topic, which is the DSpace Reimagined, the next generation of AI-powered repositories. So how AI impacts what we're all doing. I'm not gonna waste your time or anyone's time in talking. I'm gonna leave the floor to our friends at PCG. Małgorzata, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Michele.
Sorry.
One more thing.
Sorry, Gotcha. Yeah, just some housekeeping things. If you have questions, please use the Q&A option that you have at the bottom of the screen. Chat is disabled for everyone, so it's much easier for us to reply to your questions there, so we can also archive the questions. Webinar is being recorded, so it's going to be available for all of you and the whole community afterwards. With that said, enjoy your webinar.
Thank you, Michele, for that introduction. I hope I am sharing my screen right now with you. So, okay, I see the nodding, so it's a confirmation. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having us. I would like to thank the whole DSpace community for having us. I would like to thank everybody who decided to join this webinar. I see that amount of people joining is growing every second, so I'm very happy about that. And it must be the intriguing topic indeed that attracted so many people. So I hope we live up to your expectations today. I know we have a good content for you to show, so let's start with the presentation. First of all, I would like to introduce ourselves to you. We represent PCG Academia. As Michele mentioned, we are DSpace Platinum Service Providers. My name is Małgorzata Paszkowska, but you might hear Maciej referring to me as Gosia, so it's also okay. I am an international outreach lead, but I am also a member of DSpace leadership group. That means that I try my best to contribute to strategic and this directional decision making for the global development of DSpace. I am also acting as a national lead and a steward for the DSpace user community in my country. I tried to engage them on a daily basis to strengthen the community by, for example, organizing dedicated national and regional events. And with me today is my colleague Maciej. Maciej is a developer and our AI expert. He's an intelligent system lead architect here at PCG Academia. He's an open science enthusiast working, in the intersection of human and technology, and of course devoting to making knowledge as accessible as it is possible with the technology we have on hand. So, if you want to contact us after this webinar, there's a QR code over here, and my colleague will also share a link on the chat for you. So we just wanted for the starters to leave a contact to follow up. I will also tell you how to contact us at the end of this session, but I wanted to give it also at the beginning. Our agenda for today It's brief when it comes to main bullet points. So we'll start with the introduction and explain why we believe that this is a moment where we have a real turning point for the repositories. Then we'll move straight into our main focus, which will be a live demo when you will see our AI tools in action, how they work in a real scenario, in real business cases. And finally, we will wrap up by highlighting the core benefits. So what's the most important about any tool implementation? What are some benefits, but also what are some hidden gems that are not visible like on the first look? So what the solution brings to the table. So let's start. Okay, so we believe we are at a clear turning point for the repositories and more broadly for the way the digital resources are used. So the largest market players, the most prestigious consulting firms, the big tech companies, they all have no doubt the way people use internet is fundamentally changing. So we have McKinsey AI Discovery Survey quoted on this slide for you, and 44% of internet users they ask, they declare that AI-powered search is now their primary and preferred source of insight. So this is not such some future trend we are talking about. This is reality that is happening right now. What's more, Microsoft reports that AI traffic doubles every 7 months. So this whole trend, this shift, it sets a new expectations, we believe, for repositories, for content and knowledge platforms, and they need to evolve to catch up to this changing reality. As I said, this is not some future predictions. This is the survey that took place in December 2025. So this is happening right now, and we believe that speed implementation now matters more than ever. We are over the pilot phase. We are over thinking, can AI help us? We are in the phase of deciding how we use it in our real life tools. Okay, so we basically know, even from our daily behavior and how we work, that user behavior is being changed by AI right now. But are repositories doomed to be, let's say, forgotten because they don't have these tools? Well, they already becoming a vast warehouses with content that is so big that it's maybe getting really hard to be aware of. But of course, they don't have to be left out if we have some kind of wise plan to develop them and make them a part of this paradigm shift. So there are three key factors I believe, that explain why repositories can be fundamentally transformed through AI. And first of all, repositories, they provide a fertile ground for AI because they combine what's most important for AI tools, the scale, the structure, and trustworthiness of context, because they are curated by scientific institutions that take care of quality of data. Second of all, AI has a potential to elevate them from this static storage to those knowledge-aware infrastructures. So there, third thing is that thanks to AI, the collections, the objects stored in the repositories are just no longer those passive archives, but can be transformed in true valuable digital assets. So together, these three factors, they justify why repositories such as DSpace are not just compatible with AI, but are absolutely natural platforms for its meaningful adoption. So DSpace the repository is a place where institutions put their scholarly scientific outputs. They are preserved there and made available for future generations. This is the intention behind our hard work on a daily basis. But over time, the repositories are growing, and now they include hundreds of thousands of objects. And while this scale is a big achievement of ours, it also creates a challenge. So for users, it's simply too much to navigate with the traditional search and browsing, and finding what you really need, this relevant content, becomes harder and not easier. So they are becoming maybe not that comprehensive, but a bit overwhelming. So I think that's why we believed we came to a turning point for the repository, and artificial intelligence AI tool is becoming our signpost, and we have to grasp that AI opportunity for our repositories. So we would like to give you some technical context behind the AI tools and how we decided to implement them here in PCG Academia. And for that, I will pass the floor to Maciej.
Thank you, Gosia. Hello, everyone. I will start with a naive observation that the current capabilities of large language models, LLMs, such as GPT, Claude, Gemini, have grown quite much out of massive absorption of the information that is contained in all kinds of open knowledge resources, open knowledge repositories. And open access content stored in these digital repositories is both a component of this model's internal knowledge base, but also a source of information that models access on demand over specialized real-time search agents. And these search agents, these guys are not lazy. So the harvest is very heavy. Administrators and owners of repositories can see this in AI bot traffic. So sometimes it's very heavy. Anyway, if digital repositories give so much to AI-based technologies, perhaps it's worth taking something back from these technologies in return. So I will talk about concrete plans for such retribution in a moment, but first a note that technological landscape now is extremely dynamic, and this explains why we are actually holding this webinar right now. Here we have very recent data. As you can see, this is data from OpenAlex from December 2025. And on the left, you see results for the phrase, the query of the phrase AI OCR. And on the right, AI semantic search. These are technological concepts that we use in our AI solutions for DSpace. But have a look at the graphs. Just a few years ago, these topics were extremely niche. There were literally only a handful of articles. You really had to search hard to find anything suitable for practical use. And today the situation is quite opposite. So publications are just popping out all the time, and I can hardly keep up with reading the abstracts. So we are dealing with quite a breakthrough moment. The topic has exploded, not only theoretically, but what we'll attempt to prove also very practically. As technology has finally reached a certain level of maturity, to the point where I believe it can be used not only in the laboratory conditions, but in real world application, in real world repository. So before we move on to practical applications in this space, a glimpse of explanation of the architecture of our solution. Gosia, can you follow to the next slide? Okay. And the classic search module in this space works lexically. It's full text search with Solr. based on binary phrase matching and an inverted index. Such a system can only deal with what has been explicitly named and works in a quantitative way. It simply counts occurrences of query words according to a given algorithm. And as a result, we are in a sense kind of trapped in a keyword system tied to a specific language, which causes problems. For example, in the fields where phrasing is flexible or in publication written in a different language than the query. So this led us to the idea of using AI techniques to create a semantic search system. So next slide, please. We developed the infrastructure for such a solution in DSpace based on so-called RAG technology, Retrieval-augmented generation. And in this approach, all publication content is transformed into vector representations that form
Maciej, before you go on, please expand a bit on what the vectors are, okay?
Okay, vector embeddings are numerical representations of any text that can capture its meaning. So they can allow the system, they let the system compare questions and documents and queries based on a semantic similarity rather than exact wording. So in other words, a vector space compresses a text into numbers that leave behind the exact wording but keep the meaning. And by placing both queries and document fragments, document chunks in the same vector space, the system can efficiently find which pieces of content are most relevant to a given query or question. But first, before that, the content from this space should be extracted and split into smaller text chunks so that specific passages can be searched independently. And these chunks are transformed then into these vectors, vector embeddings, using special models and are stored in a separate vector database. Then, when the user enters a prompt in natural language, in the same way as in ChatGPT or Perplexity, it's also converted into a vector, this prompt, and it's used to search the database for the most similar chunks to the prompt. And the retrieved chunks, the retrieved pieces of text are then combined and then put into the context, which is passed to the language model, so it can generate an answer that is grounded in the original DSpace content and linked back to the source items. Gosia?
Okay, so let me just say before we go to our live demo that for those of you who felt that this diagram that Maciej just showed was maybe a bit too complicated and too technical, I assure you that I believe strongly that the main thing to know about AI tools is what they can do for you and what they can do for your real business, real life cases, use cases of your users. So what are the benefits? And I will try to show you this implementation and tell you more about it. And for those who didn't have enough of this technical content, the link to the contact form we shared on the start of this presentation will also allow you to assign for our upcoming February webinar, which will be more focused on a deep dive AI features. So I think we can serve both sides here. So I would like to show you our AI tool. It is an AI search tool, AI-driven retrieval for DSpace. Okay, I hope my screen switched from presentation to the DSpace repository. Okay, so in front of you, you have our PCG Academia DSpace sandbox. It's basically our DSpace environment where we try out all of the new features, all of our new ideas, all of the functionalities we have in mind. This is our playground when we try out our ideas to see how they implement in DSpace, how they can serve DSpace community, how can they serve DSpace end users. So as you can see, the layout here is pretty standard. So we have recent addition, we have top downloads, we have all the publication. But what is different with this repository from all other repositories, I believe this is this one button. So it's just one button and it turns on the AI search mode. And what AI search mode actually does. So you have a question in mind, you are curious about things, you turn on this AI mode over here and you ask a question to your repository. What is really interesting for me when it comes to AI usage is that there is only one button, one little switch for an end user, and it enables all of the generation knowledge and mathematics and statistics and information technology that is behind it, and it serves a user with an answer in instance. So I really like about this technology that for end users, it's really simple and the complexity behind it is unknown for him. End users doesn't have to know what is going on right behind it. But on the other hand, we would like to know what was the answer based on. So I asked a question. I am interested in medicine, obviously, and I ask a question about the drug discovery. And I have my answer. And what is most important about that answer, I believe, is that it's every paragraph that it's laid out here, it's linked to a publication, a data set, project, an object in a DSpace repository. So once I clicked it, I get a publication that this answer emerges from. And I have a recommended reading list that will expand my AI assistant answer. And from that on, I can discover the DSpace repository by myself. So my DSpace journey as a user of this AI tool doesn't end with just asking questions, but I can view specific publications, read the whole text. I can also see through recommended authors. So I know which specialists, which scientists are actually participating to the domain of knowledge I was interested in. So this is really important, I believe, in that answer. And as you can see, I asked a question in a natural language. So I am a user that's completely unaware of keywords. I am a user that's completely unaware about the metadata structure in that specific repository, but I still get to have what's the best in it. So the whole knowledge that is hidden in that repository. And as you can see, all paragraphs are linked. We have a action bar over here. For example, I can listen to my answer, so it makes it even more accessible for people, let's say, with some maybe side impairments. So accessibility is always on our minds when we try to develop new things. And as you can see, we have those publications. What is here to be noticed as well, the recommended reading list consists of English publications in English language and in Polish language. So our AI search tool, it's actually language blind. So it doesn't mind what the language, the source in what language. So it will retrieve the knowledge no matter the language. So it's really, I think, vital for getting the whole answer the whole knowledge that is stored in repositories. What can I do more with it? So let's say, for example, I read through the answer. I'm really intrigued with repurposing existing drugs. So I am asking a follow-up question right now. So the AI tool received my follow-up question and it's working through repository. It's performing all the tasks at once right now for me to find out this deeper answer for me. So this is just not only asking and a response kind of tool, but going through the material, learning more, discovering it even deeper. And we have an independent recommended reading list, so I can expand for my second question. I can go through material for my second question, go deeper through that, and I have new recommended authors. So it also sparks a visibility for our authors, I believe, because I had no idea that those people are connected to the domain I'm interested in, and maybe it would be hard for me to search them by hand, but this tool just gives me their names and let me search through their work because the tool showed me that they are the experts in the field I am interested in. So I would like to show you something more about this AI tool. So, of course, we all know that English is a main language when it comes to science nowadays, and it basically builds the world of science. But we think that national languages are also extremely important, especially for the end users who aren't that fluent in English. So as you can see, I ask a question in my native language, in Polish, and the tool give me the answer that I can understand. So the answer is in a language that the question was in. So I think it's very important, and actually it broadens our user reach. So you don't have to be English fluent to get that knowledge from your repository. There's one more thing about this tool I would like to share. So we all know that our repositories are sometimes related to the domain. For example, there are medical repositories, there may be historical repositories, and let's imagine we are asking a question that the answer simply isn't there. So what's really important about our tool that we decided to eliminate this ambiguity and this uncertainty. And as you can see, if the system doesn't have the answer, it simply gives you, I don't have the answer here. It doesn't give you any weird paragraphs. It never gives you something unreliable. It never hallucinates. And to explain what hallucinations are in AI, I would like to Maciej to speak maybe a little word about that.
Hallucinations are just outputting nonsense. Here, everyone has got this impression in experience in his life about using ChatGPT, and GPT just produces stupid stuff. And here in our solution, the answer is grounded in the knowledge that's contained in the repository. So the system does not return any kind of pulp fiction. It's just designed to be not to be creative, but is designed to be honest.
Yeah, this precision that I showed you with the first prompt was really important for us. So every paragraph is linked to a repository object. And if there's no answer in a repository, we just tell you the truth. The AI tool doesn't know the answer. And we believe that this is really, really precious functionality of this tool. So this is AI search. And when I think about this tool, I think that it really can basically change the primary use case of DSpace right now. So I think this is really DSpace reimagined in that way, because it eliminates metadata search, really big, expanded queries. You just have to have the curiosity, ask the question, and the tool will search the repository for you. Okay, so that was our search tool. Yeah, Maciek?
Thank you, Dosia, again. I would like to show you demo of another AI-based feature. But before, a few words of introduction. Documents submitted to DSpace are most likely PDFs. And we all know that PDFs, although they have become the standard in the academia, they're often a very difficult format in everyday use. They're static, not quite flexible, often scanned in poor quality, unprepared to responsive display, or to the needs of users that rely on assistive technologies. And in practice, the PDF often becomes a place where knowledge is rather inaccessible. So, generally speaking, converting PDFs into accessible formats has long been unreachable destination for repository technologies. And there was practically no tool that could automatically transform such documents into structured form until now. As you could see on the graph before, over the past year, thanks to AI research and technological progress, the solution has become available. And I've been tracking emerging trends and just recently came to this conclusion that, yeah, this is the right moment to integrate this into our DSpace stack. So what we want to present to you now is document intelligence solution with so-called OCR, optical character recognition module, that would act as a smart layer that transforms a static PDF document into a very interactive, ergonomically designed, fully accessible structure that is also compliant with guidelines of WCAG. So let me share the screen now. I got some problems with sharing. Gosia, can you see my screen?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, I got it. So the system has suspended.
We can see it now.
Yes, it's okay now.
Right, thanks. Okay. So I'm gonna add a new item to the DSpace repository. And here is a typical DSpace form view. And let's upload a PDF file with publication. I scroll down and here it is, the file section with 2 additional buttons. I click extract metadata button, and the system now reads the first pages of the file, recognizes the type of the document, and looks for specific information to fill in relevant fields of the form. So far, so good. It's here. The title, date of issue, authors, details of the journal. So I think I saved at least 10 times of my life that I would otherwise spend on copying and pasting metadata. But let's get down to the main thing. I click on the other button, convert to HTML. And now deep analysis is being performed. So the system runs page-by-page OCR. It analyzes the structure, the layout, and then the proper OCR conversion is performed, and it returns clean semantic text ready for further processing. And the generated structure preserves the semantic division of the document and displays it in a form that will respect accessibility, and fields and blocks have clear labels, screen readers interpret relations correctly between elements, focus order, keyboard navigation remain consistent, and so on. So the processing is complete, and we move on to the HTML code preview. And here we can manually override the output of automated process. I skip modifying now and move on to the single item view. I click here, all right. And here, apart from standard metadata and download sections, we can see the full readable version of the content of the article. The text has inline notes. They point to formatted extended notes here on the right-hand side. And in case the cited article is in the repository, the references may link to the particular page of this article. And additionally, we may switch to the focus mode. This view is designed to eliminate distractions. Less interface, more text, and instead of this complex DSpace UI, we get clean text that can be further modified according to our preferences. For instance, we can switch to dark mode. We've got images here, so we can disable images in the text. We can hide inline notes, so it looks more clear. And users can also change the font. So the font now it's Lunito. We can switch it to special font set designed specifically for readers with dyslexia. And so here it is. And I think that's all. I hope you would find this DSpace extension useful, and your users and editors will be happy too. If you're willing to learn more about technological aspects of our solutions, or check out what AI-based features we are currently working on, feel invited to join our DSpace AI workshop that will take place soon. Thank you, Gosia. Take back the floor, please.
Okay, Maciej, thanks for that. So we showed you our two already implemented into DSpace ecosystem AI tools, but we believe that what's most important is who we do that for. So it's not about chasing the tech novelties, not about keeping up with the tech world. It's about the people that will use it to their gains. And we see four big groups of end users of DSpace repository that can have big gains from implementing AI tools into your DSpace. First of all, of course, we have our researchers who can be overwhelmed by the volume of institutional content that they are struggling to find the literature using keyword search, etc. And AI search, it will use that meaning-based retrieval and will surface the related literature, data sets, projects, rather than relying on keywords. So this speeds the literature reviews for them and help them to discover some connection that was hidden from them more efficiently. Then, of course, we have our students who we know spend too much time searching for answers in those general AI tools that might provide unreliable answers from unverified sources. And as I showed you with our AI search, we got rid of that problem with the AI tool. So AI search for DSpace can direct those students to the trusted institutionally curated content. So it can generate those clear summaries and paragraphs as I show you. It helps them to study in a more efficient way and rely on those verified sources of information. Then we have the administrative staff. And administrative staff can be overwhelmed with the amount of manual data input or time-consuming OCR cleanup, and our AI accessibility tool can reduce that repetitive work, as Maciej showed you just a second ago. So they can focus on activities that are more important for them, like strategic planning or policy making. And then we have some people, so some DSpace repository users with visual impairment that can be struggling to access all the vast amount of content that is stored in DSpace, for example, scan PDFs, and to read the images or tables. So also we all know that scientific publications can have this sophisticated way of layout with, for example, 3 columns, which is really hard for assistive technologies to read through. And this AI accessibility tool Maciej just showed you can provide the accurate OCR in no time, and that enables the independent discovery for all of our users. And of course, taking into consideration real-life users, there are let's say, a typical use cases that come to our mind in instance when we see this AI search and AI accessibility, but there are also some hidden values that are not as visible at the beginning. So first of all, this AI search, for example, it can allow you to reveal the hidden connections that are there within your repository. So objects don't have to be domain connected in the same collection with the same keywords, and still AI tool will discover the relationship between them to showcase them for your users. Then we believe that this will have a strategic positive impact on metrics, because improved content discovery increases downloads, it increases reuse, and of course, in time, it increases citations as well. So we enhance the reach out, the visibility of our institution, of our repository, of our scientists. And of course, we have lower entry barrier for newcomers as well, because the system becomes more intuitive. as I said, we somehow believe we might be changing the main use case of DSpace while inputting this AI search bar. So you only have to be curious, you only have to ask questions, and the repository is there to serve you with all its knowledge. And with this last slide, we actually concluded the main part of our session, but I like to leave you with something to spark your curiosity even more and to invite you to our special upcoming events. So please stay with us. And of course, PCG Academia that we are representing today didn't start a journey with DSpace from AI tools alone. We are a global enterprise-grade technology company that is headquartered in the United States with operational footprint across each and every US state. We are heavy technology firm with heavy technological stack, but we are most focused on building scalable solutions for researchers and higher education organizations. And we are DSpace Platinum Service Provider as well. And we earned that status pretty quickly through extensive contributions to the code base, DSpace code base, and our sustained technological engagement. But for me, what's most important is that I believe we have a clear vision of DSpace excellence, and we are pursuing it together with our partners through our real-life implementations. And I would like to show you some of them. So if you would like to get inspired and see how DSpace can look in its full potential, visit the University of Zurich repository. We carried out a major migration for them from their legacy system based on ePrint software, and now they have a top-notch repository solution based on DSpace, of course. So we know that DSpace is a powerful open source platform offering enormous possibilities, and this is why it is loved by institutions around the world. And however, sometimes our partners have really particular expectations regarding functionalities, regarding workflows. And for example, they may require the repository to be divided into separate logical parts. And this is something beyond the standard collection structure. So if you like to see how we created a highly customized DSpace for IMEC, please visit the website of this extraordinary Belgian research institute. Yet sometimes we want our audience to take away the most striking aesthetics and an unforgettable visual experience. And if you want to experience a truly top-class, this artsy vibe, I invite you to visit the website of our partner, the Academy of Fine Arts in Krakow. And I guarantee an artistic experience, top-notch, combined with the modern software. And of course, it's DSpace. Okay, if you get a bit tired of being online, there's something on site we also have to offer. So if you want to meet many DSpace practitioners, exchange experiences, find inspiration, Warsaw, Poland is a place to be this spring. Together with our partner, one of the largest universities in Central Europe, the University of Warsaw, we are organizing a conference revolving around DSpace, the Big Migration. So the Big Migration, the title of the conference stands for example, migrating from legacy system to a new DSpace system, or migrating from older version to new version. But also it's all about interoperability, so how data migrates around World Wide Web for all the users to see. So the conference will cover best practices, technical innovations, organizational planning around repositories, and the lineup we have, I believe, will be great. We have ORCID presentation already confirmed. We have Cortras Seal presentation already confirmed. So you will know everything about good practices. We have core presentation already confirmed. So I believe this is truly a place to be. There is no conference fee, and my colleague will send you a registration link via chat right now. So go ahead and visit Poland in May this year. Okay, this is our final slide, but I would like it also to be my call for action for you, our webinar audience. So if you enjoyed today's session, found it inspiring, we invite you to fill this contact form. The QR code will lead you to it. You also received it at the beginning of the webinar, and I also maybe ask my colleague to pass it right now for your convenience as well. And we can offer you the high value follow-up session focused on real development needs for your repository. You can, for example, send us your files and we will run them through our AI accessibility tool, and we will show you how it works with your real life use cases. So you can also, for example, request today's slides. If you like them, you will have a chance to sign up for our next more deep dive AI webinar that we mentioned with Maciej before. And what's more, if maybe you had something in mind, issue with the repository workflows or use cases that you think the AI tools can handle, but you are not sure, please go ahead and challenge us with your AI use case. And I think we can get ahead your use case and serve you the best practices and the best solutions to come across those issues. So, we are excited to continue the conversation and explore how we can support your DSpace journey. I hope this webinar was worth a while and you got inspired by real-life AI tools that can be implemented in your DSpace repository. So that's all from us. Michele, back to the studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, both of you, for such an interesting and engaged presentation and conversation. I saw that there are already 24 questions that have been answered in the Q&A session. There are a few open, and you still have 8 minutes. So in case there are some of those questions that you're happy to answer live, you can do so. You can use this time for engaging a conversation with the participants. What I wanted to say is that we will make the recording available, obviously, after the event. And then there was a question about making the slides available. I took the liberty to answer that question, saying that most likely the slides will be available, but I asked for confirmation to you. Would that be the case?
Yeah, sure. Of course, we can make it available to all the participants as well.
Perfect. And the other thing we could do, since there were so many interesting questions asked, is that we can use the DSpace Wiki space to publish also the questions and the answers that you provided and make that page somehow live. So if any of the attendees had additional questions that didn't have the chance to ask throughout this webinar, maybe they can post them there together with reaching out to you, obviously, directly. So please take a minute to go through the questions and tell me if you want to answer any of those. If you do decide to answer any of those live, read the questions first so that everyone can actually know what you're answering.
So maybe I would try to answer the question about the front end and how much is exposed to DSpace administrators. Can custom in-house developed RAG system be connected to the front end, which was asked by anonymous attendee? And the answer is, so DSpace admins have a high level of control over the front end, and RAG is connected via API. So as long as you have the access to your Angular application, you can modify everything on the front end, so in the user interface. So it's pretty flexible.
Perfect. Thank you, Maciej. Is there any other question you would like to answer?
Yeah, just skim reading the list of it. It's quite heavy. So there was a question from Martin Walk. Yeah, that's not a question, but more like a remark. Let me quote it. The implementation looks impressive, but I'm not sure if it makes literary research really better for academic users. I like this paper about the usefulness of LLMs to information access. And there's some citation of an article here. And we observe, the quote is, we observe a recent trend toward applying LLMs in search and positioning them as effective information access systems. While the interfaces may look appealing and the apparent breadth of applicability exciting, we are concerned that the field is rushing ahead with a technology without sufficient study of the users it is meant to serve, how it would be used, and what its use would mean. This is very, I would say, ontological question, and I think I'm not here. I'm not the one to answer. As we try to prove, the technology is extremely dynamic. The landscape of usage of AI in solutions for science changes rapidly. And so I'm not sure if the research would keep pace with these changes. However, RAG tools, I think, reached this level of maturity that I think we can rely on. The answers are grounded, and with combining these solutions with traditional search engines, we end up with very powerful device to use for ordinary users and for scientific for editors.
Okay, so we can assure you that we won't leave any question without answer. And I believe, Michele, what you suggested to follow up on the Lyrasis Wiki is also a great idea. So we will update that with your help and get all the answers that didn't meet, get all the questions that didn't meet the answer today to be answered over there.
Perfect. So if you don't have any additional comment, there's still 2 minutes, and there's still, I mean, a few people here. So I would leave these 2 minutes to the attendees to type their last thoughts or questions, because as Małgorzata just mentioned, they will be answering all the questions. So if you still have some curiosity of questions to ask, please use the Q&A for the next couple of minutes, so we can actually archive the questions and give PCG the time to answer all of them. And I will use these last few seconds to thank you all again, not only our speakers today, but the attendees for the great questions and for the participations. And this is what makes, I mean, DSpace the right community to be in, because it's live, it's lively, it's this old software and community is led by all of you. So thank you for supporting it, obviously. If if you want to know more about where DSpace is going, Małgorzata mentioned that there's a governance of DSpace that is working on many different things lately. You will have the chance to access all the meeting minutes, so you know actually what the governance is working on. And if you want to be part of the conversation, just be active in this community and share your thoughts and requires and needs with the committees that are around this space. There are many national user groups, so if you're not part of any of those, try to be engaged with those as well. We're at the top of the hour, so one last big thank you to all of you, and particularly to our presenters.
Thank you for having us.
See you at the
Thank
next
you.
time.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.